everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Let me welcome you all to another episode of Let's Hear from the Experienced. आप लोग ये सोच रहे होंगे कि ये वीडियो मिडवीक पे क्यों रिलीज़ कर रहे हैं हम लोग, क्योंकि ये वीडियो मिडवीक पे इसलिए रिलीज़ हो रहा है क्योंकि टुडे वी आर हैविंग अ वेरी स्पेशल गेस्ट अमोंग अस, a friend of mine. So everybody please welcome Abhishek Rai. Hello Abhishek, how are you?
Hello, Saleh. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to your channel. You are really doing a great work by teaching engineering subjects to students and also sharing industrial exposure from others. Yeah.
So guys, I must tell you, Abhishek is a very talented boy, very hardworking guy. Abhishek, please tell something about yourself to our viewers.
Let me introduce myself. So I am Abhishek Ray. I'm a final year BTech student of CSE department in NIT Silchar. Originally, I belong to Dharmanagar, Tripura. I did my schooling from North Point School in Dharmanagar up to class 10, that is matriculation examination. After that, I came to Silchar and got admitted in Ramanujh Gupta Junior College for pursuing higher secondary education. Then I gave entrance and cracked JMNs with a decent rank and got admitted into NIT Silchar at CSE department. Yeah.
So Abhishek, if I am not wrong, your JEE rank was an awesome one, right? So JEE rank से आपको NIT राउरकेला में इसी डिपार्टमेंट मिल रहा था. So why did you pursue NIT Silchar instead of NIT राउरकेला? वो क्या रीजन था उस वक्त?
Okay, so there's a long story actually. The story was easily getting electronics and communication engineering at Rourkela. In fact, other branches in several colleges like mechanical, civil, etc., in NIT Warangal, Trichy, etc. Right. So it was almost decided that I would opt for NIT Rourkela EC, but suddenly my father changed his mind. He cited me various reasons and finally convinced me from NIT Silchar CSE. To be honest, I was not that happy initially with the decision. But now I would like to say that I don't have any regrets now. In fact, what I believe that the culture of a college increases only due to the collaborative works of students. And in fact, now I can proudly say that I belong to CSE department of NIT Silchar, and it can be said as one of the best in all NITs.
So Abhishek, after going to the CSE department of NIT Silchar, how did you approach the CSE background, or what was your plan? कि CSE में पढ़ के आपको क्या करना था आगे जाके? So in first year and second year of your engineering life, how did you made up your mind in doing something productive towards your towards the end of your BTech life?
Okay, so I guess there is two questions. First of all, why I selected CSE, and then what did I do after getting into CSE? So I would like to tell a story about this, why I selected for CSE. So I didn't have CS during my HS days. Honestly, I was more interested in physics rather than computers, and I developed great interest in subjects like semiconductors, basic electronics, logic, etc. And to be honest, I was not finding physics in computers, so I was sure to take EC. But with time, I realized that CS is the ultimate perfection of physics that is given. Everything now is running on computers. And if I opt for CSE, not only I'm learning coding stuff and softwares, but also a lot of electronics and other subjects like how the computers are made, architectures, a lot of stuff. And now many research work are going on a combination of various fields, not only computers, like intelligence, medical science, quantum computing, which involve physics, chemistry, mathematics, everything, then NLP and processors, etc. So this all facilitates me towards CSE. So yeah, the second question was what I did after getting into CSE. So the first year, in my first year, I was very confused, what to do. And I guess everyone in the first year
Right.
really confused, what to do. They don't know what by doing what is the future, what are the jobs and all. There's a lot of confusion. So it's better to explore everything. So I explored robotics, coding, building websites, etc. So I found out that competitive programming was something that was finding much interesting. So during my fourth semester, I started heavily delving my time towards competitive programming. I also remember there were some days I used to code whole night. There were some days during that semester. And then after my fourth semester, there was a vacation period between fourth and fifth semester. So in that time, I did my projects. I learned Node.js. I gradually became a full stack developer, and I built some projects based on this. And after the vacation, like in the beginning of fifth sem, Goldman Sachs came to our college, and like I gave the interview and luckily got selected.
Okay. So, what do you think? What is the importance of an internship for a student? Like, or as you said, you have started competitive coding for, ultimately getting an internship and eventually getting a PPO. So, if anybody from second year or maybe from first year itself, if any junior wants to start competitive coding, then what should be his or her approach towards it? How he should start, or how he should like manage his time in doing competitive coding along with the academics as well.
Okay, so one thing I'd like to mention that competitive coding is really something that helps you getting better. Like you really become smart after doing competitive coding, your problem solving approach, everything increases. So like how to approach it question, there can be various ways, like it depends from person to person. And also a lot of resources are available online. Like I can't say like just by getting to that website, I'll get all the contents. There are various things like Geeks for Geeks is there, LeetCode, Interview with also various good channels on YouTube, etc., providing great resources. And we need to practice a lot. Like for practicing, like the current CodeChef, Codeforces are really great platforms. And like you asked me like how to approach a problem. Like it varies from person to person. For me, it will be like when I see a problem, I first of all think of the most basic thing that come into my mind instantly. People call it as a brute force thing. So first of all, the brute force solution must be thought. Then we should like analyze it. Like what is the time complexity, space complexity, etc. Then whether the complexity can be reduced a bit or not. Like if it can be reduced, like how to approach it, how to optimize it, whether we should use some good data structures that gives our results in very less time or some algorithms like dynamic programming, GD, etc. So we need to approach it like this, and everything's come from practice. I would like to say, like it's not like a specific method
Right.
for all type of problems. It's based on experience.
Right. So practice makes a man perfect. Right. So Abhishek,
Yeah,
in our academics, like mostly we are taught about the subjects, the basic of the subjects or the languages like C, C++, data structures mostly. In non-circuital branches, yeah, C++ is only enough. Like these are all, taught in academic curriculum. So कब कब जाके वो स्टूडेंट कंपेटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग की तरफ मूव कर सकता है लाइक व्हाट शुड बी द प्री रिक्विसाइट्स फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर गाय और दैट पर्टिकुलर गर्ल टू स्टार्ट अ competitive coding obviously that he or she has to be familiar with the basics right so वो कौन सा
yeah.
स्टेज है जहाँ पे जाके we should be clear that okay now we can start competitive coding.
Okay, so first of all, for competitive coding, a language like any language, either it's C, C++, Python, Java, anything, you must be good at it. Like not going through every intricacies of this language, like to be honest, like too much depth of language, it's not necessary. Like the basics of language and whatever steps you need in competitive programming, you need to learn this. Then you can start solving problems from um, HackerRank, etc. And there is something like there are pre-built libraries in some languages, like there is something called STL in C++, also the utility library in Java. So this helps you a lot, like reducing the length of your code. Like you don't need to write many things for this problem, etc. And it can be solved using in very short time. But this doesn't mean that we should not know how to implement this problem. First of all, we should know properly like how to implement basic data structures like linked list, stacks, etc. Then once you are very acquainted with it, then you can go for using the libraries, etc. Like you cannot say that the interviewer won't ask you the implementation in interview. Like I was asked to implement the AVL tree in my VS interview. So this type of question might come.
And Abhishek, when did you from where did you get to hear about Goldman Sachs? Like, did it came to your college through the placement cell, or from where did you get to know about it?
Okay, our training and placement cell brought Goldman Sachs to our college.
Okay. And what was the procedure like? The drive वो drive कैसे handle हुआ था उस वक्त मतलब कौन से स्टेज के पास कौन से स्टेज के बाद कौन सा स्टेज आया था the selection process basically.
Yeah. Okay, so there was a aptitude test, like a technical aptitude test in the beginning.
Hmm.
It consists of like three coding questions, 40 MCQs or like also the MCQs involved like mathematics, also DS question, operating system, DBMS, etc. And there were two essay based question like it's kind of HR like question like tell me what was the biggest challenge you faced in your life and how did you
Okay.
overcome it, like something like this. After this, there were three rounds of interview,
Okay.
and in my case, it was not like the technical then HR, but all of the rounds were technical HR.
And what was the eligibility criteria for that particular drive?
Okay, criteria was that for writing the aptitude test, you must have a 6 pointer, and apart from this, you should not have any backlog, and there was no criteria other like branch specific.
Okay.
No, any
So,
branch you can be from any branch, but the thing is that you must be good at the skills that is required.
right. So, Goldman Sachs hired you from your campus. What was your experience in Goldman Sachs? How is it like feel like working at Goldman Sachs?
Okay, so coming to my internship experience, it was pretty good. Like due to this unfortunate pandemic time prevailing now, so it was conducted by virtual mode. Hence, we missed the office for in Bangalore. But the HR team greatly managed to get things done also by online mode. I didn't have a proper industrial exposure before, so Goldman Sachs was the first thing, and it showed me the way like how corporate world works. Generally, people have a myth that engineering is not that much in investment banks like CS, but
Right.
this is not true actually. Like I can tell this with my experience. They're using the state-of-the-art technologies, and the business is solely running with engineering as the core of it. So you have a great career there in Goldman Sachs as an engineer. The people are very friendly there, help you a lot. They taught us many new technologies that we worked upon. And my project was revolving around cloud computing. And since it was a new one, so we had to start it from the very sketch.
So
Overall, it was good.
you said about cloud computing, right? So cloud computing was
Yeah.
something about which were you familiar with your familiar in your academics in the second year or maybe first year, or it was a thing which you learned in GS for the first time.
Uh, it was not there in my academics, but I had some prior experience before. Like
Okay.
I used to do some projects earlier, so I got some experience of cloud computing before. But it doesn't matter actually, like whether you know cloud computing or not. If you know the basics of whatever you have been taught in academics, and you have this required skills, like they will teach you
Right.
everything when you go to the company, and you can work on it easily.
Viewers, knowing the coding thing is also knowing the coding thing is essential, but coding is not only the thing which will make you achieve success in this field of computer science. You must be good with documentation as well, as Abhishek said, making PPTs and presenting them nicely. You must be good at communication skills as well. So these are a few points what you need to keep in mind. Like आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन अगर अभिषेक से पूछना होगा तो I'll post his Instagram or LinkedIn ID in the comment in the description, so you guys can ask him.
Okay, so for our viewers or for juniors, first of all, you must be well versed in data structure and algorithm. You will be asked a lot of questions from there. Apart from these subjects like object-oriented programming, DBMS, operating system are very important. But it is to mention that for internship, if you are not taught the subjects like DBMS, whereas before then these are not important for internship, but in case of placements, these are very important.
Right.
Um, in the first in the first technical aptitude test, they give MCQs from mathematics along with coding question. So you should have a proper revision of mathematics that you taught in 11 and 12. Like they ask you questions from integral, calculus, etc., and statistics. Also, you should have some good projects in your resume. It doesn't matter with which language you are doing the project, but there should be a good project in it, either web, software, ERPs, Android, ML, anything. Apart from this, you should have a great problem solving mindset. GS loves smart and innovative people, so they approach you apply for solving a problem must be communicated with your recruiter clearly. They want to know how your mind works. Not they are not actually interested. Yeah, obviously they want to know how you solved it, but apart from the best solution, they want to know how you think, and this must be communicated with them
Right.
properly.
सो गाइस, जैसे अभिषेक ने ये मेंशन किया है कि डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स एंड एल्गोरिथम्स का एक गुड ग्रिप होना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो कीपिंग दिस थिंग इन माइंड, द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स फॉर इंटरव्यूज एंड placements and internships. So we have started a playlist called Data Structures and Algorithms, where one of my friends Samarjit Debnat teaches that subject very nicely. So you can go to that playlist and see data structures and algorithms ki videos. And Abhishek, importance of projects, trainings and internships you have mentioned. So in this, like now when the things have become virtual, uh, going into a company or pursuing physical internship in physical mode is a bit difficult. So इस टाइम पे बच्चों के लिए alternatives क्या है? Like how will you suggest them to execute their time? कोविड के टाइम पे लॉकडाउन में घर में बैठे बैठे बच्चे किस टाइप की कोर्सेज कर सकते हैं in order to improve their skills?
Okay, for building skill, like since अभी online time चल रहा है, सब घर में ही बैठे हैं, तो time काफी है, so you can invest your time in practicing more problems like in CodeChef, Codeforces, etc. And there are also a lot of contests going on nowadays. और अगर कुछ नया सीखना है तो like resources बहुत available है आज internet पे. Like you also mentioned that you have also a playlist of DSA, because you can also learn from there as well. And about like projects, like it's not necessary that you should learn a lot of technologies that are available now. Basically, learn a particular technology, go into some depth of it. Like for example, I have learned Node.js and I built a lot of web applications on it. Like I also worked for some startups. So in total, you can say I have more than 30 projects in Node.js. But this doesn't mean this I will mention all of them in my resume. This can be just as a side project, you can say. And apart from this, like if you are interested in data science and ML and stuff, then you can also learn things. But for machine learning, I would like to mention that just by knowing the code of it, like nowadays everything is available. If you are doing deep learning and all, you don't need to write a long codes like earlier days. So many libraries are there. But if you want to perform well in interviews, then you need to know the implementation of it, the very basic mathematics involved in it, like the probability statistics part. So if you are really good at mathematics, probability, then only go for ML. But or else, like just by writing the codes and all, this won't get much impact. And like for one thing that most of the students miss is the HR questions. So you should also be prepared for HR questions. It also play a great role for taking interviews.
Yeah. So Abhishek, keeping that thing in mind, जैसे कि आपने HR questions के बारे में बताया था, so I'm actually thinking of creating some videos about the preparation of personal interview. So yeah, some videos related to the preparation of personal interview can also be found in Placement Buddies. We'll be releasing by next week or by next to next week, maybe. And Abhishek, one common thing I have noticed in my juniors, those who are not skilled enough in IT domain, or they are just in a developing stage, or they have just started coding, and they have just started thinking about the placements. उन लोगों में ये चीज़ क्लियर कि मतलब व्हाट इज़ द सीक्वेंस. जैसे कि आपने बताया कि बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजीज है आईटी में, C++, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स, जावा, पाइथन वगैरह लैंग्वेजेस में है. Then there are technologies like full stack development, Node.js, React.js. You mentioned about machine learning, deep learning and all. So what is the sequence of learning then? Like, is there any particular sequence even? किस चीज़ के बाद क्या चीज़ सीखना चाहिए, या फिर that can be randomized? मतलब वो क्या अप्रोच रहना चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स को, कौन सा चीज़ कब सीखना है?
Okay, so this can be a very personal opinion in this. Varies a lot from person to person. Like most of my friends, like who didn't know web development earlier, but like learned machine learning first, then they delved into competitive programming, then web development, and also they are placed in good companies. So it not like this. It actually depends upon from person to person. For me, like I would prefer a person to go to learn coding first, then go for then delve some time in competitive programming. This actually will help you becoming a better person in terms of thinking and all. After that, you can learn basic web development. By web development, I am not telling the front-end websites and all. Obviously, you need to know the basics of HTML, CSS. But by development, what I believe is just a backend software or backend application that is running behind. Whether you can integrate an Android app or a web front-end or a web client in the beginning, but what does it matter by development is that the application that you have built or the project or what is the idea of it, like how you are scaling those things. For example, I may tell you to develop a like button for FB,
Okay.
Facebook. So this initially seems to be a very simple thing, but when you go to study in depth, you can see that, like for example, a like button in a second, more than lakhs of users are clicking it. So how will you scale this much of request in the backend? So how we are optimizing it, how we are scaling, how we are scheduling the clicks, or like how to process it in the backend. So these are all the things that need to be thought while during the development work. And once you feel that you have done a lot of development works, and you can go for like high stuff like AIML, etc.
Okay.
And also there are a lot of technologies now currently trending, like blockchain,
Right.
network security, etc. So these are also cool stuffs, and you can do if you like it.
Right. So Abhishek, we have to wrap it up right now. So before leaving, any
Yeah.
particular tips for our juniors who are pursuing the same field of interest as you are in? So any tips for them?
First of all, believe in yourself. This is the important thing. And for example, like you are applying for an interview or whatever thing that you have dreamt of earlier, and if you like didn't get success in it in the beginning, don't lose any hope. It doesn't mean that you didn't clear something or you are not able to achieve something in the beginning. That doesn't mean you don't have any potential. You have a lot of potential inside. Believe in yourself and do something like this. And like I can say that if a person like me, like who in the beginning knew nothing about this, can do, anyone in the person can do,
Right.
anyone in the world can do.
Okay, Abhishek. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming to our channel and giving time to us. And guys, if you are getting any advice from Abhishek, please note it down because Abhishek वाले advice बहुत काम आने वाले हैं आगे जाके. And okay, Abhishek, you have to promise that you have to come again to our channel. Okay. Next batch की placement session शुरू होते ही we can do another session with you if you are like free that time. Okay. So.
Okay, ठीक है. And
Okay,
thanks a
so
lot, Saleh, for inviting me
yeah, thanks a lot.
to your channel.
It's my pleasure. Okay, guys, मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड पे. Bye.